Subscribe, guys, for raw opinions, raw boxing opinions. So, it's apparently official that Tyson Fury will be taking on Deontay Wilder in his next fight. Although, we don't really know where it's going to take place. I mean, people have been saying it's going to be taking place in Las Vegas. Where exactly in Las Vegas? The MGM Grand? I don't know. But because normally when these fights get announced, they show where the fight's gonna take place, and they show it's on BoxRec. Like normally when fights get announced, it's immediately on BoxRec. But as I'm making this video, it doesn't even show it on BoxRec. And I guess the reason it doesn't show it on BoxRec is because they don't even know where this fight's gonna be taking place. So this is why they're waiting until that news gets announced. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait until that news pops up. Now, I said this in the past. I would have liked it if Tyson Fury would have fought 2 more times, at least twice before stepping in the ring with Deontay Wilder, because I think it would have prepared him more. It would have got even more ring rust out of him, and I would have seen where he's at. I wanted him to fight 2 guys who would apply a lot of pressure on him, because the one thing that Tyson Fury has not had in his 2 comeback fights is a guy who is resilient, a guy who is applying a lot of pressure. Tyson Fury in both of his fights was able to fight in his own pace, right, on his own terms, because both of the guys he fought weren't giving him anything, no challenge. I was happy that he went 10 rounds and he took the rust off, and that was good because I was able to see that he wasn't gassing out. He had the endurance to go 12 rounds, and he looked really decent and pretty good in that fight last night with Francisco Pineda. But Pineda did not push did not push Tyson Fury into like forcing him to fight in a higher pace. That's what I want to see. I want to see that's why I would have liked it if he would have fought 2 fights before. For example, even if he fought a rematch with Derek Chisora, I know he beat Derek Chisora, right? I know he beat him twice, but it would have been good if, let's say, he fought Derek Chisora for the 3rd time, because we know that Derek Chisora applies pressure, right? We know that he goes, and we know how Tyson Fury has dealt with Derek Chisora in the past, so we know how he's able to deal with that. But because I don't know where Tyson Fury's at, I would have liked to see him maybe fight a Derek Chisora, or somebody who fights and applies pressure like Derek Chisora, just to see, and who's actually trying to win the fight, and coming forward like that, just to see how he's able to deal with that, and just to see, have him fighting in a really fast pace, to see does he gas out, because like I said, in both of his first comeback fights, he hasn't been forced to fight in a really hard fight, be pushed to his limits. He hasn't been forced to do that. I want him to be in a fight like that, because that's going to help him out a lot when it comes to like bringing his timing back and taking off the ring rust. And also it would help me see where he's at in terms of if he's in a position where somebody's putting a lot of pressure on him. How does he deal with that at this stage in his career? And it would help me assess his chances against Wilder even better, But it seems that he's not going to get the chance to do that. I would have liked it if, like, say, the fight happened next year, even if it was like in 6 to 8 months, because at least he would have that much time to prepare for Wilder to get more of the weight off. But it seems that there's no date, but everyone keeps saying November, so that means he's gonna have 3 months, right? Because November is about 3 months from now, so he'll have about maybe a little under 90 days to prepare for Wilder. Is that enough? And just having these 2 fights with guys who didn't really test him, is that enough? I guess we'll have to find out. But I'll tell you this: even if Tyson Fury loses to, because he's expected to lose. He's expected, although he has the talent to beat Wilder, he is expected to lose. Most people believe he will lose, and the reason they're picking him to lose is because of Tyson Fury's inactivity. This is the truth. Even if you look at any of the top fighters that they interview, like Tony Bellew, they always say stuff like Tyson Fury's inactivity. That's going to play a major factor, and it very well might. And many hardcore boxer fans believe this as well. But I've seen stranger things in boxing, and the one because Tony Bellew was I saw an article where Tony Bellew was saying that Tyson Fury is not the same. This is why Wilder will destroy Tyson Fury. And here's the thing, Tyson Fury is not an old fighter. Like when Tony Bellew fought David Haye, he was going around saying that David Haye was shot to bits. David Haye wasn't the same, but David Haye was about 38 years old, right? He wasn't a young fighter. So David Haye, he was coming off a layoff and he was fighting bums, but he was a much older fighter. That's not the case with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is about 10 years the junior of David Haye. He just turned 30, I believe. And although he's had a massive layoff, his youth is going to help him out. And unlike David Haye, I actually saw improvements on Tyson Fury's second fight. Like he actually looked like he still had it, So again, I just would have wished he would have had 2 more fights at least minimum 2 more fights. But like I said, even if Tyson Fury manages to win some rounds against Wilder before getting stopped, that to me will be pretty impressive, because you can come off 3-year layoff and still win rounds against a world heavyweight champion of the world. But like I said, Fury has better boxing skills than Deontay Wilder, and even this version of Fury, I think he has better boxing skills than Deontay Wilder. So it's going to be interesting to see. And yeah, that's all I have to say, guys. Thanks for watching.